What's going on, everybody? It's Ruben J here from multimediamouth.com and some incredible things happening over at Disney. But before we jump into that, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and comment down below who your favorite Disney character or favorite Disney movie is. Now, if you've been living under a rock, you may have not heard that former Disney CEO, now CEO again, Bob Iger, is back with the company, replacing Bob Chapek, who replaced Bob Iger, sorry. And the way I've been talking about this is old Bob retired, so new Bob stepped in. New Bob failed, so old Bob is back. That's just the gist of it. And in the process, Bob Iger has been taking questions from employees and from media and discussing some of the basic plans that Disney has moving forward. And the big one is whether or not Apple and Disney plan to merge. Apple being a massive, massive tech company, having Apple TV Plus, which isn't really doing much on the streaming platform side of things. Disney, obviously, being one of the world's largest media companies, if not the largest media company, as well as a massive attraction business. The two could marry fairly well. Disney Plus and Apple TV Plus could become one service, and it'd be a good way to super serve the iPhone market. However, we don't know if that's going to happen or not. All that and more in just a second. But the big thing that is happening over at Disney is there's a complete restructuring happening over at Disney. Bob Iger held a town hall meeting on this last Monday, so a couple of days ago, where he addressed a lot of the restructuring that's happening at Disney. And a lot of it comes down to people who report directly to him, people who report in other media departments. The VP of media was ousted by Iger over the last couple of days with the news that he will no longer have sole power over the media and what's distributed via the television and Disney Plus subscription services. So big news coming out on that end. The other big news is Bob Iger believes that the price for Disney World and Disneyland tickets have just increased way too much. In fact, he believes that the price may actually infect the magic of Disneyland. If you've been to Disney at all in the last couple of years, really, it comes down to almost $200 a person for a one-day pass, plus at the least, on the low end, at least $50 for food. And you're looking at least here in Los Angeles, you're looking at $30 for parking at Disneyland. So it is an expensive adventure to go to Disney and to spend time at Disneyland. It is not cheap. Bob Iger understands that. A lot of people end up spending most of their time complaining about the price of going to Disneyland for a day when you can go to a lesser known, not lesser known, but less popular theme park in Knott's Berry Farm and spend half of that in the entire day, food and parking included. So it's a very expensive thing, and we might see some sort of reform happening at Disney parks to allow a better experience for park goers and allow more lower income people to be able to afford to go to Disneyland. Now, the big, big, big update is the reprioritization of Disney Plus. Now, Disney Plus has been a massive success as far as subscribers go, as far as some of the content that goes on there. It's been a great place to connect with old Disney movies and shows. However, it's not been profitable. According to multimediamouth.com, Disney's biggest focus will be making their streaming platforms profitable. Between Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, the streaming portion of Disney's business lost $1.5 billion in the fourth quarter alone. $1.5 billion lost on Disney's streaming efforts. So for Bob Iger to come in and say, you know what, it's great that we have all these subscribers and people watching our content is awesome, but we need to make this profitable. I don't care if we have 300 million subscribers and this thing just keeps losing money. And for Disney's sake, they have over, I think, 150 million subscribers on Disney Plus alone. So this is going to be a big, big focal point for Bob Iger. Now, the big news and the big talking point and the big rumor going around is whether or not Apple will attempt to buy Disney or the two companies will merge, creating a super technology and media-driven business. Now, there's a couple of reasons why I don't think this is going to happen. And the big thing is, if you're Apple and you buy Disney, where does your priority lie? Does your priority lie in making Disney Plus a focal point of the of the iPhone ecosystem? And do you alienate people who are not in the Apple ecosystem? And people, because when it comes down to it, Apple is a very, the Apple user base is very much invested in the Apple user base. The Disney fans, the Disney adults, the people who are in Disney and love Disney are very invested in Disney. I don't know how much of that crosses over. I don't know if there's a big enough market to where people would be willing to switch over, if you decide to make Disney Plus exclusive to Apple devices, which I don't know if you can do that. Would people switch over? Would Disney fans switch over to Apple? If owning an iPhone, does owning an iPhone give you a discount going into the stores? Will you pay less for Disney Plus if you have an Apple device? All these questions need to be answered if that were to happen. And then on top of that, do you focus like what happens to the parks? Will Disneyland be able to operate the same way under a technology company? Will things, there may be things that get optimized better, and technology may be able to come in and help Disneyland become a better experience from a tech aspect. But what does Bob Iger have to say? I'll tell you in just a second. Make sure to like this video and leave a comment down below whether or not you would like to see Apple and Disney become one company. Now, Bob Iger did comment on this. Bob Iger commented at the town hall. He said that the talks about a Disney Apple merger or buyout is pure speculation. So that's a correct answer from Bob Iger's point, because you don't want to be a CEO saying definitely not going to happen or definitely going to happen and the opposite end up happening. You don't want to be a liar, and you don't want to be you don't want to be a liar, and you also don't want to be caught off guard if you say no to something and it ends up happening. So pure speculation. Whether or not Apple and Disney have been in talks or not, that's unknown at this point. What I think is going to happen is we're going to see a lot of job cuts. Hiring freezes are already in place. Bob Iger is going to cut back spending, and he's going to take control of his company and try to make Disney profitable even more so, and really, I think, hone in on what makes Disney special. According to the New York Post, Iger is back for 2 years. After that, we'll see what happens. Will Iger be able to rise up another leader? Is there somebody in the wings waiting? All these questions are yet to know. There's no answers to these questions yet. So let me know what you think about the possibility of an Apple and Disney merger, what you think about Bob Iger returning to Disney, and whether or not you like Disneyland. My name is Ruben J from multimediamouth.com. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys next time.